Hello and welcome to another episode of Fidget Spinner Show and Tell. I am your host, Wanda Johnson, and this is episode 4 of my show. And it's going to cover just a really weird spinner. I get a lot of spinners from AliExpress and G1 and Big White EDC. And I really like the Chinese-made spinners. There was a time in the community where calling someone or some design a Chinese spinner, oh, that's just the Chinese spinner, oh, we got another Chinese spinner, it seemed to have that connotation of like something cheaply made, something that was a clone or it was a ripoff or something along those lines. It was a diminutive. It was a show of disrespect, oh, those China spinners. But in the last, forever, China companies like Cap, EDC, have been churning out some amazing fidget spinners that are unlike anything here. Now, I know there's all kinds of reasons for that, but the most intricate spinners I've ever seen have come from China. And they are so, for me anyway, far and away better than what's going on here in America. I think the type of design American makers make is a very minimalist design, very simple, very just very simple lines and curves. It's what I would call minimalist, or like an Apple computer aesthetic, minimalist and perfectly lovely. The stuff in China, man, I mean, you spin it and the arms jut out with the spin, or there's all these pieces that are kind of bolted creatively together. It's just amazing. So I no longer, I don't think I ever looked down upon Chinese spinners, but now I just love them. I mean, I buy way more spinners from AliExpress than I do anybody else, to be honest, because most of the designs just don't really appeal to me, the ones that are coming from America. Every once in a while, but they also come to be so prohibitively expensive. Anyways, every once in a while when I go to AliExpress, I'll see a fidget spinner that is a complete mystery to me. It won't have a maker name, it won't have a logo, it won't have a name for the spinner. It'll just say like Fingertip Gyroscope Titanium, and that's it. And that was the case with this one that I'm going to review now. I just couldn't figure it out. It was just so odd, and I had no way of figuring out what its history was. So I just had to get it because the design is just really bizarre. This is Fingertip Gyro in titanium. The thing that got me about this is, obviously, look at it. It looks like a stealth plane, where it has all the different angles to repel radar systems. And so it looks a little something like that. I'd come to call this the stealth spinner, even though there's no official name. I'm really all about facets lately because of the way the light plays on it. This came raw titanium, so it was just the regular sort of grayish silver of titanium. But I polished it and I flamed it till I was going for a blurple, like that right there. That's kind of like a blurple, like a blue mixed with purple. But I went a little too far, and I made it almost all the way into sky blue, which is just past blurple. I was gonna, sand it off and start over so I can hit blurple, but I don't know, I kind of like it. this sort of dark metallic blue. I normally try to stay away from the sky blue, but I thought this was very cool. And I've never seen a fidget spinner like this. You know, so many spinners that are coming out, especially ones that are mass produced, they're just riffs on another idea. And it cracks me up when someone comes up with a design they're claiming is completely original, and then everything that might look something like it in the future is just a rip-off and deserves to be lambasted and culled out. But this, man, it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. So it has these edges, right? So you can do it like that. You can do it like that. You can do it like that. Look at it. Not asymmetrical, was that what that would be called? It's so... I've never seen anything like it. It's so weird. I think at first I was like, remember that car that was called the Cube? I had like a wraparound rear view window, very boxy. I just looked at it when it first came out and was like, what the hell is that? That is just ugly. But the more and more I saw it, the more and more I started liking it because it was so different. And that's why I feel about this one. I was just like, ew, when I first saw it, but I kept coming back to it. I don't know how many of these are made, but apparently this was the 32nd. I've never seen this before I got it, and I've never seen it since. So I have no idea how to tell you how to get this. I also, like I said, I don't know the company that made it. I don't know what the design is called. It just popped up one day and I snagged it. And it's a good time to talk about that. In AliExpress, there are places like, I can't remember the stores, and I use Marsha Linda, and I want to say InDesign, but what is that one? Fidget or something like that. You know, they have new spinners in their original packaging and stuff, but there were these other ones that have previously owned fidget spinners. And you can get all kinds of stuff that you have not seen forever. And you can't get them anywhere else, you know? They're previously owned and they're put on there. And, you know, places like Plants Wake You Up. Oh, that's a great site for finding, like, you know, fidget spinner designs that you have not seen in a minute and a half. So that's how I found this one. Really super easy to spin. Great because of these angles. What do you call that? Not the rubbing stone, but the worry stone aspect is cool. And I mean, the real fun of this is the angles and how they reflect the light, especially when it's flamed. I should do a tutorial on how to flame titanium, because I think most people think of it as something you do with electricity, and it gets a very, very even shade all the way across. It's just instant. You dial up a certain amount of voltage and everything will look the same color, blue or red or whatever. But I do it like flame because of the randomness. As hard as you try, you're never going to get it perfect. So there's going to be parts that are blue, some that are purple, some that are ruby red, and I like that depth of color. This is a good showcase for this. Tiny little buttons though, boy. I think these are 18 millimeter. This is how big it is on my hand. I think I'm a little too scooched out. Hold on. I'll scooch it out a little bit. Come on, buddy. Focus. What in the world? That everything just got all janky. That's what I get for fucking around. Alright, so anyway, now that all my color and my white balance is all totally screwed up, I'm gonna end it here. I cannot tell you how to get on her face. I mean, you could just get up a mountaintop and say Ricola, and you'd have a better chance of finding it than by looking for it online. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. Hopefully one of these days someone will see one of these videos. Until then, I'm still going to do them because it's a way for me to catalog my fidget spinner collection and also just to spend some time with my fidgets. Have a nice day and see you at the next video.